Gabi. In this video, I'm going to talk about unhealthy relationships. I just woke up and I felt like I really want to share this message for you because it might be of great importance for someone out there, and so I'm gonna share all I know and all I've seen in a nutshell about unhealthy relationships, what it is, so that you can identify yourself if you are in such relationships. What can you do to leave, which is something very hard for many that are in these relationships, and what to do next so that you don't go back to those unhealthy relationships. And these cycles may go on, cycles that may go on for decades, lifetimes for many people. And these are usually life lessons that you may have. Some souls, they choose to go through these cycles and experiences because they want to learn, oftentimes, unconditional love. So oftentimes that's the lesson. Learn to give and take, learn to forgive. Sometimes it's learning compassion and so forth. And when you go through all of these relationships and you master the lessons, you're going to experience a high level of unconditional love, love for yourself, because you're going to learn to discern. You're going to learn to discern, but also you're going to learn to treat people as they deserve, and that can be both good and bad. You're going to be treating people, if they're treating you good, you're going to be treating them well. Or if they are not treating you so good, you're going to be able to choose to break up or distance yourself and so forth. The key for unlocking all of these relationships and being free from all of these relationships that are very unhealthy is inner work. And there is no other way that I've recognized and I've learned that can help someone to be free from these unhealthy relationships, because you attract what you resonate with. And if you have this internal resonance, okay, in your body, mind, and spirit that is matching those people and experiences, you're going to attract them, and it will be hard for you, sometimes hard to see the differences, because you have that information encoded in your system. And sometimes that information, where does it come from? From childhood experiences. Sometimes that information that's encoded in your system, that's matching those experiences of unhealthy relationships, come from past lives. Sometimes they come from things you've learned in school, education. Sometimes it's experts you listen to. You're taking their perspectives and their their thoughts. They're not so good for you, and sometimes they may come from other unseen sources. I'm not gonna go deep into those here, but some of them are like spiritual attachments, and other soul programmings. And if you're interested in learning more, you can drop me a comment below this video if you're seeing this on social media. And so we have here, that's basically the reason why many people experience all these unhealthy relationships. There may be other reasons, but I'm naming here the main reasons, okay? And also, even if you've already experienced also those relationships in childhood, you're going to re-experience those in other people if you don't be free from those memories, residues of information in your energy field or body, mind, and spirit, which is something very challenging for a lot of people because they oftentimes don't have, most people don't have access to all those levels. And that's one of the things that I teach above all in a program that I have that's called EMC2, where you can have more access to your life force energy in a completely different way as you learn about who you really are at different levels and how you can identify these levels and imbalances and root causes. That will give you a lot of awareness, this program, so you can pre-save the program if you want for 90% off, so it's really cheap if you want to do it now. So the link's below. Also, you can go directly to my page if you are interested in it. And it's a program that I've taught in the past, and I have added new information. Now I'm adding new information, restructuring, so it becomes even clearer for you taking this now. And there's a lot of videos that you can listen to just on the go if you want, at your own pace. And it's 9% off. In the past, I charged more than $3,000 for the program, and now you can get it for $100 or less than that. So if you are registering right now. But then let's go to symptoms so that you understand what are the symptoms of these unhealthy relationships. I think everyone has been there. Sometimes it's not about the whole relationships that are unhealthy. Sometimes it's parts of us. I just want to say that parts of us or parts of another that is unhealthy. And in that case, you're going to identify the symptoms here as well, and you're going to be able to change that. And of course, sometimes it's hard to change others, but you can change yourself, and automatically you're going to generate, when you change yourself, and you're going to generate changes in another energetically, because another person is going to feel the difference, and that changes that happens in another, we can control another's journey, but we can open up for changes to happen, be they good or bad. If the person that you really have in your life, or relationships of family members, really want to continue to have in your life, they will step up or they will go away. So if you are meeting like a narcissistic parent or a partner, or people that have like narcissistic traits, like verbal abuse, like talking bad about you, or physical abuse of hitting or etc., like using physical force. It could be spiritual abuse. When it's like a spiritual level, there is this big cord and karmic patterns that you have with someone that just doesn't resolve by itself. and the person wants to create a painful experience for you. So they want to create pain in your life, or you want to do that with them. You never know. So all of these narcissistic traits can be like gaslighting, like ignoring you, silencing, treating you bad and then treating you good, creating confusion in your life, like very strong emotional roller coaster that you experience in a relationship and so forth. All of these traits or experiences, they are all symptoms of unhealthy relationships. So they go together, and with like meeting and experiencing people with narcissistic relationships. So they are, symptoms are the same as the narcissistic traits. I would say consequences, the other traits that I just mentioned here before. The symptoms can also be you feeling alone in a relationship. You can feel that you are unfulfilled. You can also feel isolated. You can feel doomed. You can feel criticized. You can feel like there are a lot of complaints. Lots of complaints. You can feel like everything's your fault, but not the other person. And that's typical narcissistic experience as well. Not the other person. You can feel challenged to be yourself, like going on your toes all the time in a relationship. You can feel that, on your toes. Okay, you can feel, let me get more information here for you. You can feel hurt by betrayals, withholding information. You know, when a person like goes silent in a relationship, they don't really open themselves up for expressing the truth and communicating openly, and we're talking about symptoms: communicating openly without withholding information. And we also have I said, like going on your toes, betrayal, withholding information, isolated. You may feel different. You may feel like there is something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You may feel guilt or shame for something that you haven't done. And you may feel doubtful. Okay? And sometimes you may feel doubtful of what happened, of what really happened, because, you know, you may have been dealing with people that create doubt in your system by saying something that hasn't happened, or denying your own reality, and so forth. So when you recognize this pattern, you go also to recognize the fact that you may lose yourself. You may disconnect from your true source of joy, happiness. You may feel sad. You may feel depressed. You may feel like you're low, okay, in your energy. You don't know exactly, you know, how to find that, like, strength, life force energy, personal power disappears. You feel disempowered then. You can feel that you are trying to find answers all the time. You can find in yourself. You could also feel lost in different ways. You can feel like you are searching for answers, like in tarot or guidance or other things that you want confirmation from, because you are not sure if you see the truth of your reality. Okay, you're doubting your own perception, and you want to make sure you are seeing things right, or people. Okay, I'm not saying that all the time with tarot and divination and so forth, but I've noticed a lot of people can do that to find out confirmation of something that they already know. That's very common, I think, above all amongst women. We are always open to taking in new things and having sometimes this confirmation or validation in the outer world or in relationships or communication with one another. That's our way of processing information sometimes. So there may be also a physiological difference between the masculine and the feminine, and how we process information, and how we want to be nurtured and make sense of our reality. And that can be very challenging as well if we have the wrong source of information that can lead us to directions that are not really good if we're not so strong in ourselves. So what can you do so that you don't go back? What to do so that you don't go back to those unhealthy experiences and situations? It is building a strong foundation in yourself, mastering all parts of yourself, like body, mind, spirit, so that you can function in relationships from a place of I would say interdependence, okay, which is you hold your individuality, but you can coexist with another and experience constructive relationships, okay, that are reciprocal. Are reciprocal, that like there's like give and take, and so you're going to know who you are. As a consequence, know who you are, instead of being someone others want you to be, or playing roles, or like behaving in another way because of someone, like coping, like mechanisms that you may create with yourself. Like if someone that does this like a couple of times, then you may start acting differently because of them, instead of just acting like you, because you are you, you're not them. And if they continue to do that and trying to train you into those patterns, you don't need to change yourself because of that. And I think that's something that a lot of us, especially women, get accustomed to, being flexible or changing, um, especially with people close to us, because we're open to taking criticism and to change and to grow and to sometimes expand, but also see other people's perspectives with empathy. And sometimes that's negative, because you're going to change yourself, and sometimes you may lose yourself. You may lose yourself in it if you're not really strong and knowing who you are and where you stand and where your boundaries start and finish, and so forth. And that's why I invited to this program, EMC2. It's going to be helping you a lot with these things. You're going to tap into your hidden power of body, mind, and spirit, and also start to trust your intuition more and your personal power. You're going to trust your sense of self. You're going to trust and understand more what's happening in your body when imbalances come up, especially if you're very intuitive, especially if you're an empath or a high sensitive person. You are going to start recognizing what's really happening in your system when you go in a certain environment, when you relate with a certain person. And even if you doubt yourself, you're going to be able to identify the confusion, the imbalances, and the root causes very quickly and objectively. And you're going to be able to grow stronger in yourself. And if you want to dive deeper, you can go also to my page, gabigal.com, gabigal.com, and there's like free stuff there you can get. There's a free diagnostic tool that I share with you there as well. For your energy health, you can identify your own challenges and like overall imbalances from this tool that I built, and I decided to make it for free for you guys. And if you want to dive deeper, like I have like a big problem session, big problem resolution session that you can choose, and that's really in depth, with like you're gonna be able to talk to me individually. Sometimes we like a few people, but it's synchronistically supporting you in that sense, that you're gonna find that there are even other things that are gonna be freeing yourself from in that session. If you are registering alone, sometimes we have like sessions alone, sometimes we have like with people, depending on the day. So you can go directly there and register if there are spots left. Spots usually fill very quickly. And we also have different options. There are different books that you can read. The 11 Steps to Unblock Your Intuition is a very interesting creative book that you can read. From Vision to Reality is another book. The Human Experiment, the book that I renamed Reconnected with Your Light, is a book about human journey that's really deep as well. You can get it from my page, and follow my community. My community is free for now. You can go to my VIP community and join it. If you want to check other stuff that's going on, go to my page as well, and my music as well, my playlist, my music playlist. for free. You can just go and save my list. I'm usually posting like upcoming music there if you want to listen to it. Very deep, transformative music and healing music. Sending you lots of love. Take care of yourself. Bye.